Hey Brian, Sean O'Kane here with our Teardown series. I have my assistant, Lisa Warren Plungy, who's going to destroy this mobile phone for us. She's going to get in this truck, and when I give her the signal, she's coming through. Let's see what happens. Ready to go. Lisa's in the truck. She's ready to go. She's going to barrel down here and destroy this phone. As soon as I give her the signal, I'll wind her up and bring her in. I'll give her the hand signal.
Hey, so the good news there is Sean survived that horrific crash. The bad news is that phone and its image sensor didn't. But here in studio, we've brought in a couple of really smart guys who are going to tell us exactly how a phone like that might survive, and more importantly, how to design some of the world's best image sensors today. So please welcome from Samsung, Justin Ging, Senior Marketing Manager, and on his right, Marty Agan, Director of Engineering, Samsung. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thank you.
I know it wasn't a big drive. You're just down the street. But so you saw that, that near-death experience. And the sensor didn't survive. It was kind of bad. But these are integral parts of a phone today. Before we dive into that technology, Justin, why don't you tee up for us what's been going on in the image sensor market? You guys have been in it for over a decade.
One of the obvious things that people see is the resolution of cameras going up, smartphone cameras going from all the way from VGA all the way up to 13 and megapixels and more. So with that increase in resolution also comes pretty much the same size sensor. So pixels have gotten smaller, and the pixels have to be better, more sensitive in order to keep up the quality of the image. Also, sensors have become faster. So going from 15 frames per second to 30 frames per second enables you to have less shutter lag and enables you to have better quality video. And also power has been reduced over the years. So batteries last longer on your smartphones.
So one of the consequences of better sensor design over the last 10 years has been that better sensors in smartphones really cut the legs out of the still camera business, at least the low-end still camera business. So I want to know from you guys, because presumably you take some pictures, what was the tipping point when you threw away your old camera and decided to do most photos with a smartphone?
It was probably about 5 years ago I stopped carrying around my digital SLR and switched over to using my smartphone, for basically taking, images I'm capturing every day. So I'm taking a lot more images, and the quality's gotten so good that, I'm very happy with them. So I don't feel a need to dust off the digital SLR and bring it back out, hook it on my belt.
I know. The interface in terms of getting photos on and off that, or at least off the SLR, can be a bit cumbersome, right? You take 5,000 photos in a couple hours, and then you have to edit them. But that's another segment for another day. So you mentioned images. I know you're all over Facebook. Give us a sense for how many, volume, you're doing it more, I'm doing it more, Sean's doing it more. What's that like out there in the real world? How many images a day, and what does that mean for design?
Yeah, it's actually staggering if you stop to think about it. It's like 300 million images are uploaded to Facebook every 24 hours. In the same 24-hour period, it's like almost 1,500 hours of video uploaded to YouTube. So like no one could even imagine trying to keep up with this. So it's a huge amount of images, and these are fortunately becoming much higher quality images and video that we're able to put up, customers or consumers are able to put up there as well. This is being largely driven by a couple of trends that we're seeing, trends in mobility and image quality. The mobility is that, smartphones are, in 2013, there's going to be 1 billion smartphones sold, as expected. And these smartphones are, all equipped with cameras, and sometimes 2 cameras in many of these smartphones. So ample opportunities to capture a lot of images, and these images are, very high quality compared to what we were able to capture in the past. So this combination of having this camera with you, all the time, just giving you, the opportunity to capture those precious moments whenever they occur.
In 2013, did you say 1 million cameras or 1 billion cameras, smartphones? 1 billion, right?
Yes, that's right.
That's astonishing. And the 300 million images and all the YouTube stuff, 1% of it is actually viewable, right? I mean, the rest of it is cat videos.
And we're not making any comment on the content quality. It's more the image quality.
Except for this show. That's the answer. Except for this show. Thursdays at 11 a.m. Pacific. Don't forget to write it down in your calendar. Justin, break this down for us, okay? We're talking a lot about sensors, more images going up, better quality. We're getting to the point where 8 megapixels is a lot. It's pretty damn good quality. So why should consumers care that image sensors are getting better and better each year?
Well, not all image sensors are created equal. Better image sensors will have better image quality, more like the DSLRs. The better image sensors will be better at low light, in a darker environment, have less noise in the image. They'll be faster, more responsive, be able to take burst capture, do slow motion, and also have less power consumption through all of that, so the batteries last longer.
So, Marty, I'm going to defer to the engineering guy in this question, and that is, this is a hot market. It's a hot place to design. Things are going crazy. What should design engineers look for in an image sensor when they're starting to spec out their system?
It really comes down to pixel performance, we think. Really, the core of a high-quality camera and sensor is the performance you're getting out of that pixel, which is where the light is initially captured in the sensor before the processing starts. And one way I think to look at this is, if you're a designer, camera designer, we think that one of the things that they should do is they should be wearing T-shirts that say, "It's the pixel, stupid," because really that's really kind of getting the point across that it begins with the pixel, and that that's really where you're going to get your highest quality image by having the best possible pixel in the image sensor. Because with that high quality sensor capturing the light at the beginning, you can take great quality images. So you can always get a great image from a high quality image sensor, but if you have a bad image sensor, it's very difficult to get a high quality image out of it.
I had an old girlfriend that had a T-shirt that said something like that I can't share on family TV, but it was about the pixels. And she only wore it in my presence, sadly. So, speaking of shirts, what time did you guys call each other this morning to calibrate on these shirts and the color?
Actually schedule it in advance.
Every day or
Put an
once a
Outlook
week?
notice in, get it all arranged.
Conference call 4:29 every morning.
So, do you take photos of shirts to make sure that you have this is a bit different cotton than that kind of weavy cotton over there. Do you then share the images?
I probably should have used a better image sensor to get the resolution so that Marty could see which fabric I was wearing.
All right. Write that in for next week because that's going to be really important. Marty, back to you. There are trade-offs in every design. And when you're talking about image sensors, you and I were talking off camera, but there are 4 key trade-offs. Walk us through those.
Yeah, so a camera designer today trying to put the optimal, camera inside their smartphone, there's really kind of four key things they probably should be looking at. First one you got to be thinking about obviously is resolution. You talked about 8 megapixel. There's 13 megapixel smartphones are out there today. So nobody can argue that those 8 and 13 meg are not giving better quality images than the VGA resolution sensors that were in camera phones a decade ago. So resolution is certainly helping designers put out higher quality images.
It's the pixels, stupid.
That's right. And it allows, more of them allows for zooming in as well, which is a nice benefit for the consumer. So designers need to be thinking about that. Secondly, I think they need to be considering full well capacity, which is full well capacity is the amount of electrons or photons that are hit the pixel and then are converted to electrons. The most electrons that can be captured in this small area of the pixel again.
It's the pixel, stupid.
That's right.
Everybody, it's the pixel, stupid.
So you want to have maximum full well capacity so you can capture the details in the bright parts of your image. So you want your skies all looking white when there's details of clouds. And the third thing to really the designer should be keeping in mind is crosstalk. Crosstalk is not a good thing. Crosstalk is when light coming into a blue pixel, for example, makes it into a red pixel. And the net result is you're not getting the vibrant, accurate color images that you would like to see coming out of your camera. So designers need to be aware of the trade-offs associated with that when they're picking their image sensor. And lastly is really sensitivity. And low light sensitivity is a very important thing to consumers. And if the designers want to meet that need, they've got to be looking at sensors that are going to be able to have very, very sensitive very efficient, I should say, as far as converting the light that's coming in to electrons which are captured in the pixels, and at the same time has very low noise and very high quality analog circuits to keep the noise low.
And the moral of that story is, it's
the
the
pixel stupid.
So number 3 was crosstalk, right? And you guys attacked this with a technology you just announced last week that when it's deployed in phones is going to be able to let people see that you have a really small little pizza thing right there. And when you looked down, you thought I was going to go like that, didn't you? Right? Suddenly we're in 3rd grade and we're on the playground. Tell us about ISOCell.
So ISOCell technology is, the idea behind it is to create physical barriers between each of the pixels. And what this does is, firstly, it addresses crosstalk. So a photon that comes into a red pixel the electron doesn't wander across and become a green pixel. That allows the color accuracy to be very high. But it also does a few other things. One is increases the full well capacity that Marty mentioned. So overall, you have a better dynamic range, more sensitivity. And it also increases the angular acceptance of the pixel, meaning that you can make your camera shorter. So you can make your phone thinner and not reduce the quality of the image.
Okay, I'm like every other consumer out there. I'd like this now, please.
So we are sampling a product with this technology now, and it'll be in phones next year.
Fantastic. Keep me in mind when those things start to ramp, okay? I'm your buddy. All right, let's not forget that. Okay, so next year, that's a good thing. Let's talk a little bit about the future, right? Because we're attacking the crosstalk problem, 30% better improvement on crosstalk. What can we expect from you guys going forward?
Well, I'm not sure we can really tell you all the deep, dark secrets we have going on in Samsung semiconductor R&D, but
You're among friends.
But I don't know how many friends actually watch this anyway.
3,
Okay.
4.
Okay, I guess I can tell you then.
5. Look, it keeps going up. The closer you get to the secrets, the better the audience gets. Come on.
So with Samsung, there's a huge R&D group that is really focused on trying to put out the highest quality image sensors possible. And the focus really is on, we call it like pure pixel performance, really trying to advance the quality of the pixel. So I think we've talked about a little bit earlier. And so there'll be an emphasis on continuing to push the limits of the state of the art in pixel performance. And then just, in more broader sense, Samsung has incredible power in its process technology that it will be applying to, basically try to bring more and more features and capabilities that were in digital still cameras and digital SLRs into smartphones in the future. So really take away completely the need for anyone to really have a digital SLR someday.
Pure pixel performance. P, 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 P. There's a 2nd grade joke in there somewhere. I'm sure you can imagine it. Well, you guys have been fantastic for giving us a deep dive into this technology. Thanks for coming by. Tune in next time for another episode of Unhinged.